Hello viewers, this is Dr. Anand Pai. I have come to YouTube after a long time and today we will take something which is very basics. We will talk about trigonometry. Now here, my intention here is to understand trigonometry just about the basics, because when basics is taught, basics we say we take a triangle and we try to say what is the trigonometric function with respect to triangle we try to define. Like when we have this right angle triangle, we take an angle theta, the length of the opposite to this theta and the adjacent to this theta or the hypotenuse, and the relationship between them is taken as different functions of sine, cos, tan, cosec, sec, cot and all those things. But one of the things we have to understand is why sine is called sine, why cosine is called so, why tan is called tangent, it has relationship with circle, or cosec is, why is it called cosec, why sec is called sec, why cot is called cotangent. This we are not very aware. So let us understand this in this video. In addition, these understanding will help us to understand trigonometric relations, relationship between different trigonometric functions, why it has come, how it has come, and with that circle it's better, it is much easier for us to remember these trigonometric relations as well. So let us go further. Now, if you see what is the origin of trigonometry. So first of all, let us see sine. Sine comes from the Latin word sinus, which means bay. Bay is like you have three sides, what land, and in between you have water. That is a bay. And you see this bay seems just like a circle. But how did that, when did the first use of trigonometry come from? Actually, it comes from India, where the first use of sine and cosine function was done by Aryabhatta, who actually found out zero also. He used the word jya. Jya in Sanskrit means chord of a circle. Even today when the mathematics is taught in local languages like Kannada or Hindi, this same jya is used to refer to the chord of a circle. So sine actually refers to chord of a circle. Cosine, cojya, it's also a chord. Okay, these two things were used by Aryabhatta in his works. So let us go further and understand how things have happened. See, chord, you know what is chord? Chord is a particular line which joins two points of a circumference internally. Okay, so let us go further. Now, first of all, when we have to go with circles in the xy coordinates, let us see how does it come. Circle, we have to write the equation. What is the equation of the circle in xy coordinates? With respect to when we have a, say, center at the origin. Here one of the things we have to understand is that center is at the origin and it has a radius of r. So what is the equation? It is x square plus y square is equal to r square. Now suppose for a unit circle, when r is equal to 1, this becomes x square plus y square is equal to 1. Now let us do some construction around this. So let us say this is angle theta, and then we will go further with drawing a line here AB. Okay, and now if you consider this triangle OAB, if you consider this triangle OAB, we will have sine theta, which we come from the basic thing what we have been taught, that it is opposite by hypotenuse. What is opposite in this case? Opposite to theta. Opposite to theta would be AB and hypotenuse would be OB. So we will have AB divided by OB. Further, this OB is actually the radius of the circle, and in this case radius is 1. So we can say sine theta is AB. So here sine theta for a unit circle is AB. Let us understand this. How does that relate with the chord of a circle? In fact, if you see, if I draw the chord which is B to C, this is a chord, and sine theta which is AB will become half of the chord which is CB. So actually he has used the word ja, but actually sine implies ardha ja, means half ja. Okay, So what is sine theta? Another way of interpretation is sine theta is the distance from the point on the circumference of a unit circle with center on origin to x-axis. That means it is distance from a point on the circumference of a circle whose center is on origin from the x-axis. So distance BA is the distance of the point on the circumference to the x-axis. Now this relationship is much better to understand. Okay. Next one. Let us see cosine. We'll consider the same triangle, and here cos theta can be adjacent divided by opposite. What is adjacent here? OA, right? And OB is anyhow the radius, so OA by R, OA by 1, because we have taken R is equal to 1, we get cosine is equal to cos theta is equal to OA. What is this now? Similarly, if you see here, cosine is the distance of the point on the circumference, which is B, of a unit circle with the center on the origin to the y-axis. So sine is the distance to the x-axis and cosine is the distance to the y-axis. So it gives the x and the y coordinates in fact. So we'll have this as sine theta and this as cos theta. Now let us go further and understand how tan theta comes about. Tangent, right? So let us see tan with tangent. So we have drawn a tangent here, which is EBD. This is the tangent here. Okay. So now let us consider the triangle OB and D. If you consider this as a triangle, this is theta. So which is the hypotenuse? Hypotenuse is the one which is opposite to the right angle. Where is the right angle? This B is the right angle. And OD would be the hypotenuse. What would be the opposite? Opposite would be BD. And adjacent will be OB. So let us go further. Tan theta is, as we have defined, opposite by adjacent. So it is BD by OB. And it is BD by R because OB is R in fact. So what happens? We get tan theta as BD. So you understand B to D. This is a tangent, is it not? Tangent from that point to the x-axis. That would be our tan theta. So tan theta is the length of the tangent from the point on the circumference of unit circle to the point that it cuts the x-axis. So I hope it's clear, students. Next one. Let us consider how does cotangent comes. Cotangent means it's similar to tangent which is helping it. Okay. So consider the triangle OB and E. Now here if you see, this would be theta. Why this would be theta? Because this would be 90 minus theta, since this is 90 degree. This would be 90 minus theta and this would be 90 degree. So this would be theta, right? So this angle would be theta. So for this E angle being theta, what would be the hypotenuse? Hypotenuse would be OE. And since hypotenuse is OE, what is opposite? Opposite would be OB. So if I consider cot is what? Adjacent by opposite. Now what is adjacent here? Adjacent would be EB. And what would be opposite? Opposite would be OB. So now we are going the same way and we have cot theta is equal to EB. So what is cot theta? Cot theta is the length of the tangent from the point on the circumference of the unit circle to the point that it cuts the y-axis. So tan theta cuts the x-axis, cot theta cuts the y-axis. So you understand tangent, cotangent. See, sine, cosine. Okay, same definition. So tangent, cotangent. Okay, so this is how the definition comes about. Next, let us see. So this is tan theta and cot. Let us now consider secant theta. How does secant theta comes about? If we see the triangle OBD, OB and D, if you have secant theta is hypotenuse divided by the adjacent. And here which is equal to OD by OB, right? So OD is the hypotenuse and adjacent is OB. And OB is radius and radius is 1. So sec theta would be OD. So what is secant theta? If you consider secant theta, which is O to D, it is the point from the center to the point on the x-axis where the tangent cuts it, right? So say for sec theta is the tangent from the origin, is the distance from the tangent from the sec theta is the distance from the origin till the point the tangent cuts the x-axis. So what happens? Secant theta seeks the point where the tangent cuts the x-axis. Similarly, let us see the cosec theta. Cosec theta, similarly, we are taking the triangle OBE, hypotenuse divided by opposite, which is OE by OB. OB is R, so we have this cosec theta is equal to OE. What is it? It is the distance from the origin till the point the cotangent or the tangent itself cuts the y-axis. So sec theta, it sees the point where tangent cuts the x-axis. Cosec theta seeks the point where tangent cuts the y-axis. So this is all the definitions we have. Sine is the distance we have. So the sec theta and cosec theta. So if you consider sine theta is the distance of a point on a circle of a unit circle, point on the circumference of a unit circle till the point distance from there till it cuts the x-axis. And what is cosec theta? The distance till it cuts the y-axis. What is tangent? From that point till the tangent cuts the x-axis. Cotangent, the distance from the point till it cuts the y-axis. Secant theta seeks the point where the tangent cuts the x-axis. Cosec theta seeks the point where the tangent cuts the y-axis. So this is how the understanding of all these basic definitions comes into effect. And from this, in the further videos, we will look about how we can derive different trigonometric relations and how can we make a brain map of all these trigonometric relations and understand it better and not do a mistake in the trigonometric relations. I hope you have enjoyed this video, and if you have enjoyed this, kindly subscribe to my channel, click the like button, click that bell icon so that whenever I post more and more videos you will get it. So thank you very much. Have a nice day.